Welcome to the INFOWARS Nightly News. It is Thursday, November 5th, 2015, and I'm Leanne McAdoo. Here's what's coming up tonight.
Tonight, what you need to know about the TPP. Then, Piers Morgan implores Obama to stop the terrorists the president helped create. After that, do you really know what's in your drinking water? And abortion supporters say it's racist not to support Planned Parenthood. That's next.
I faced the New World Order over and over again. They're all devil worshippers.
Yeah!
It's real. We know who they are, and we're sick of them.
You've been ousted.
We're sick of you hurting children, you filth.
We see you.
We see you, and humanity's rising.
And
You sit there and henpeck us and tell us to submit. We'll never submit to you, and humanity's rising. You don't want to talk?
Not to you.
You just want to block everybody else's microphones?
And it's that type of behavior that spurred me to do the research to develop a true nutraceutical formula that was designed to smooth out and help children focus. All of our children are hit with modern mind control. Television, music, fast food, GMOs, sugars, you name it. Young humans have not yet developed their nervous system and are being hammered daily by globalist concoctions. It's no wonder they can't focus and calm down and then are put on dangerous psychotropic drugs. Working with my team, we set out to find the best formula with the highest quality ingredients that children would actually like and take. We worked with the leading manufacturer in nutritional supplements that are safe for children to bring you the most affordable and powerful calming formula out there. Introducing Child Ease with herbs and calming extracts like chamomile and lemon balm and essential nutrients that taste great. Obtain your Child Ease today at InfoWarsLife.com. That's Child Ease exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com.
Well, the details of the controversial Trans-Pacific Partnership have been released. Of course, this is setting the stage for a major debate in Congress, but to hear the AP tell it, you'd think everything was just A-OK. Now, they're reporting that the text of the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement between the U.S. and 11 other PAC-Rim countries runs to 30 chapters, hundreds of pages. It's mind-boggling in its detail, and it lays out plans for handling of trade in everything from zinc dust to railway sleepers and live eels. The documents show the pact is chock full of good intentions, though. So apparently they've had plenty of time to go through the Trans-Pacific documents and to go ahead and just let you know that everything is A-OK. Don't you worry about it. They were negotiating everything with your best interests at heart. Now, these pages, like I said, they were just released last night, and they do not include any of the background documents that help make sense of the text. The parties have vowed to keep those secret for at least another 6 years. Now, interestingly, New Zealand was actually the first country to release the pages, and they posted over 6,000 pages of text detailing the sweeping provisions of the TPP. So we can't even agree on how many pages were released. How can we agree that this agreement was paved with good intentions, just like the highway to hell? Now, David Knight has more.
New Zealand released this first. I think all the governments involved decided they would release it today. And of course, the day begins in New Zealand. They pointed out, and now some American sources have said that it's 2,000 pages, but they're saying it's 6,000 pages. See, we don't know what's in it yet. There is so much information there that even though they took a month to release it, we still don't know exactly what is in it. Yet, I thought it was very interesting that the AP came out with just a glowing review of this, saying details of the controversial Pacific trade deal are released. They say it is mind-boggling in detail, but they already know what's in it, even though it's so large. They say it is chock full of good intentions. I'm serious. This is what passes for objective journalism in the United States. This is the Associated Press, the revered mainstream backbone here. Things like Reuters, AP, New York Times, okay? These are the people we're supposed to respect. This is what they say of an agreement that they couldn't possibly have read and analyzed right now. We'll tell you why. But they tell you, they sum it up, well, that's great. You know, people were concerned because it was being done in secret. Critics complained about it being forged in secret, but it is chock full of good intentions. These negotiators have agreed to promote environmental sustainability, respect rights and needs of indigenous people, temper protections for drug patients with safeguards for public health, and access to medicines. I mean, you know, what's not to like about that? What a piece of propaganda. And then they go on and say, you know, instead of saying no amendments will be allowed, which I consider to be a bug, they say that's a feature. And this is the way they report it. Lawmakers can't nitpick the deal with amendments. Yeah. They're not going to have any say, folks. Yeah, isn't that a great thing? Isn't that a great thing that our Congress agreed to subvert the Constitution for a treaty, because that's what this is. It's a treaty. They said, we're going to ignore the constitutional process for a treaty. Why not? They've ignored the Constitution for their illegal war on drugs for 44 years. They needed an amendment to prohibit alcohol, but they prohibit everything now unless it's expressly permitted. So yeah, why should they worry about the process for running a trade treaty through? Just ignore it. And the good news is they can't nitpick it with those little pesky amendments. They can't hold it up. It's going to immediately, it's got a time frame where if they don't bring it to the table to vote on it, it will automatically go there. Well, in terms of New Zealand, let's look at what some people there are saying. This report from New Zealand says the deal is a boon to New Zealand exporters, wiping tariffs on a range of goods exported to the United States, Japan, Canada, Mexico, Peru. See, every government is telling, and the press of every government, I should say, is telling their people, this is great. You guys won. You guys won. We just hammered the other guys. I mean, they're all talking like Donald Trump, just, you know, after he negotiates a deal. We won. We kicked these guys. Man, we got everything we wanted. The American worker is going to be doing great. Meanwhile, the New Zealand people are telling them the same thing. And it's like every government wants you to think that they won. They say the government estimates this is going to be worth $2.7 billion a year by 2030 for the New Zealand at a minimum, Well, some skeptics come back and they say, well, I don't know. They've been coy about who has done this analysis, especially on the projections of $2.7 billion benefits for the economy. And he points this out. He says it's not clear whether this will start a 90-day countdown before Obama is allowed to sign the agreement. An analyst from New Zealand said, actually, not from New Zealand, TPP opponent, I'm not sure where this professor's from, Jane Kelsey, said the legal text was not enough on its own. We need to see the background documents that help make sense of the text, but the parties have vowed to keep them secret for another 6 years. In other words, the life of the agreement. So we're not allowed to see the background legal documents to help understand this. That's going to remain secret. Isn't that interesting? The public can't see it. Our elected representatives can't see it. But the stakeholders can see it because you are not a stakeholder. You don't have a stake in the future if they run this through the way they want to run it through. Now, again, RT has comments on it. They say the negotiations lasted for 5 years. Yes, Obama has said the main target of the accord was to oust the Chinese dominance in the region.
Do new photos of the Russian jetliner wreckage prove that a bomb was indeed used? Now, we're going to show you some photos that appear to be the result of shrapnel punching its way out from the inside of the plane. Doors reveal pockmarks on the inside, which could be evidence of shrapnel. Russian media has noted that there are holes in the plane parts with the edges curved inside out. Now, this is, of course, further evidence suggesting that the crash was the result of a bomb planted by ISIS militants. This is what the U.S. and European security sources are saying, that this is, ISIS has planted this bomb. Now, Russia and Egypt have yet to tie this crash to terrorism, even though ISIS-linked militants immediately took credit for it. But that has not stopped warmonger neocon John Bolton to salivate over the thought of Russian retaliation.
But if it turns out that ISIS is responsible for downing this plane, that is the single biggest mistake they have ever made, because Putin now will retaliate. And he won't mess around like President Obama has done. It will be, I think, extraordinarily massive.
Now, Bolton also suggested that the U.S. has not been trying very hard with airstrikes against ISIS, and that it would be an embarrassing contrast if Russia does what it's capable of doing now. He also said he thinks Putin is going to act on his own and that he doesn't think he's going to ask anyone's permission. So, of course, we're just trying to goad Putin into attacking. Now, U.S. intelligence officials are also of the belief that a bomb took down the plane, and they're touting the notion that someone on the inside could have smuggled an explosive device onto the plane. An official said intelligence suggests an assist from someone at the airport, because apparently the airport has been known to have lax security. The UK actually voiced some concerns about Sharm el-Sheikh airport security almost a year ago. So again, they have no evidence of this. This is just the intel that they're receiving. But according to an airport employee, the UK complained about lax security a year ago. They said that we should have done more. The security could have been improved by putting another scanner outside and updating the others. So basically what we're seeing is the rollout for the TSA for everyone, which is, of course, contrived security theater because the borders are wide open. Any terrorist who wants to attack Europe just has to walk in. So just get there by foot. Now, Piers Morgan, of course, is sounding the alarms and saying that ISIS is now going to nuke the U.S. if Obama doesn't respond. He says by blowing 244 civilians to pieces on a flight from a popular Egyptian tourist destination, ISIS is sending a very clear message that it can and will kill any of us at any time and in as big a number as possible. But what exactly is President Obama waiting for before he gets serious about ISIS? A shopping mall being destroyed or a nuclear bomb wiping out an American city? Now, Piers Morgan and the corporate media are hysterically blaring the war sirens, demanding the U.S. get more involved in the battle to take down Syria. Kurt Nimmo points out in this article how these things, they're largely baseless terror warnings, always seem to crop up around the holidays and anniversaries, and they serve to further advertise for the terror industry and the military industrial complex, or as he calls it now, the military intelligence industrial complex. So now while the U.S. officials are coming out saying, oh my goodness, it's ISIS, President Obama has been largely silent. And now a source is saying that that could possibly be because the Muslim Brotherhood has been involved, which could be a very embarrassing link to Washington if that claim is proven to have any validity. And this comes from the DC Whispers website, which is known for its access to insider sources. Now, they're saying a part of the administration's hesitation to make any public statements regarding the Russian airline tragedy is based on concerns that there's a Muslim Brotherhood connection and that measures are being taken right now by administration officials to make certain that no such connection exists. And if it does, it will not become part of the investigation. And of course, you'll recall in 2014, it emerged that the Department of Homeland Security was actually maintaining a hands-off list of individuals with terrorist ties to the Muslim Brotherhood, allowing them unfettered entrance into the United States.
UK intelligence officials announced Wednesday morning that in all likelihood, a bomb causing the downing of Metrojet Flight 9268, which broke apart in midair after departing from Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt. The resulting crash killed all 224 people on board. Responding to claims from senior UK and US officials that there is significant evidence that the plane was downed by a bomb on board, former ambassador to the UN and arch neocon John Bolton said,
Putin now will retaliate, and he won't mess around like President Obama has done. It will be, I think, extraordinarily massive. He will probably beef up his air assets in the new Latakia Air Base. And when they're ready, I think there will be punishing retribution.
Prime Minister David Cameron's office said in a statement, as more information has come to light, we have become concerned that the plane may well have been brought down by an explosive device. U.S. officials have also touted the notion that someone on the inside could have smuggled an explosive device onto the plane. The officials said this airport has lax security. It's known for that. But there is intelligence suggesting an assist from someone at the airport. With the Obama administration remaining tight-lipped on speculation surrounding what caused the downing of Metrojet Flight 9268, one source suggests a Muslim Brotherhood link could be the reason behind the silence. British Prime Minister David Cameron has been vocal in asserting that a bomb on board was a likely cause for the plane crash, moving to suspend all flights from Sharm el-Sheikh. But President Barack Obama has